Hey folks, welcome back to Fresh Produce. I'm Pete from BTI. Today we've got a super special guest. We've got Marcello.
Hey everyone.
Hey, he's here from braking, all the way from Italy, coming to visit BTI. We haven't had a whole lot of visitors in the last couple of years, so super excited to get his insight into some of the new braking products. We have featured the brakes on the channel before, but let's dig right into some of the technical features and really what sets these brakes apart. I think first to note, it's all CNC'd. That's super interesting, and they're just incredible looking brakes. But along with that comes some cool customization options and performance. So,
yeah, here it is. Our Incas, as Peter told, it's our most customizable brake on market. You can switch anything on this brake. You can switch starting from the lever. You can switch cartridge. That's why we call Incas, interchangeable cartridge system. This is our cartridge. You can remove the cartridge from the lever and you can switch from 9mm option to 10mm option. Okay. The difference is increasing of power. 9mm option is good for planet Earth.
Normal people,
okay?
Yeah.
Normal people like me and you. And 10mm, it's good for people from Mars, okay? This is for racer only. We come from the race planet. So if you got a very big rider and a very fast rider, you can switch from this. But our suggestion is normally go for 9mm cartridge. The brakes are delivery standard with 9mm cartridge on it.
Yep, so the brakes you get right from our shelf are going to have 9mm in there, and the recommendation is to try that out. It's going to work for the vast majority of people. Only if you just want some power that's way beyond, switch over to this 10mm.
99% of our brakes are sold with 9mm cartridge in it. So exactly. No need for this one, except you won't try it. Okay,
exactly, just for yeah. Pretty cool to have that option, kind of aftermarket.
Yeah, you can switch.
Yep, exactly.
Second option are cables, the most important things. You can switch from the standard one. It's made of Kevlar, so it's a starting point. If you want to increase in power, you can switch for our steel braided and Kevlar hoses.
So these are still 5mm. They'll fit in most frames out there for internal cable routing. And in fact, the way we're stocking it on our shelf is most of our brakes have the braided Kevlar steel hose pre-installed. So really cool option and a unique look at all as well for high performance.
This is our best seller. Okay.
Absolutely.
If you want to one step up, you can put aeronautic hose on it, but it's very thick and it won't be possible to put this on every bike.
Yeah.
Because on standard bike they won't fit. So pay attention. Like this one, you don't need to.
Exactly,
okay.
Yeah. So an option out there, but not recommended unless
exactly.
we really had to go to the extreme.
Remember planet Earth.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Other option are this one. Is the 3mm disc option. It's a radiator and a spacer. Then you can mount on your caliper, and you can make this one larger. Okay, so to put a 3mm thickness disc on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a spacer that fits in between the two halves of the caliper, allowing for space for their ultra thick 3mm disc. We do sell the brake pre-installed with this if you know you want that super high power, but it's only for the rear brake, not going to work for a front brake.
Yeah, you can take this one on every of our discs, okay, just to modulate the brakes. Okay, you don't need to use only 3mm disc on it. You can use any disc you
Good point.
want,
Yeah.
okay?
So adding this spacer allows the use of 3mm, but doesn't necessitate it. So you can still use a narrower rotor if you need to.
Yeah, if you are in a park and you bend this, you can switch with any disc you find on a truck. Okay.
Yeah. And another point is we do, like I said, we sell the brake with the spacer already built in. We also sell the spacer aftermarket, so you can adjust and play around with it.
Yeah, you can take the space in and you can take the space out. You can do anything you want. Okay, it's on your one. And other option are pads. we are 3 pads options. The brakes comes with the carbon metallic on it. Carbon metallic, it's very high performance pads. You have to warm it a little bit up,
Okay.
and then it works properly, and you have a great amount of power at the end of the stroke. Okay,
Perfect.
and it's good for racer, on people that are very fast on the track.
Okay. They're also really quite durable, right?
Yeah, our pads are everlasting. Okay,
All right.
that's a problem.
I think a lot of one of those problems a lot of us would like is pads that just last so long.
Yeah. This is organic pad. Don't be afraid of organic pads, because this is a out of standard organic pad. It twice the life of a normal organic pad, and it's very, very good for every one of us.
Okay.
Because it's very easy to break. It's ready, always ready.
Okay.
You don't need to warm it up to have the best performance, and it's very, very linear. So it's good for even for e-bike.
Okay.
So do not afraid to put these pads on your brake.
That's a really good
Okay.
point. If you want a quiet brake pad and some more modulation, the organic pad is going to work really
It
well.
would be perfect.
Great.
It would be perfect.
And at the very top
On
of
the other
range,
side, this is good for racer only,
Okay.
because it's top performance pads, but you need to warm very well. Okay, so it start working after a few breaks, and if you are afraid of the first turn, do not put these pads on your brake. Okay?
So top performance, but you need to pay a little more attention to these things.
Yeah.
Make sure they're warmed up before your race run, basically.
You do not have mind about noise, because this is a little bit noisy on your brake.
Sounds good.
It's like a rally car.
Yeah,
Okay.
right? Okay, and just a quick side note here. The Incas system fits the same brake pads as Dior brakes, but we do carry braking pads in all 3 compounds that fit a huge variety of brakes on the market. We've got Shimano road brakes, SRAM, Hope, and Magura as well. So just a ton of different fitment options in all these different pad compounds. Okay. So moving along, let's see. We talked about the customization that's available in the brake system itself. We talked about some of the pads. Let's dive into the rotors next.
We have tons of rotors.
Yeah,
Okay.
tons of options.
Starting
Yeah.
from our 3mm rotors, it's
Okay, so not sure if this is going to come across well on the video, but it is 3 millimeters thick. It's just super beefy. Not for someone who's concerned with weight, but incredible heat dissipation. Super durable.
so much stiff on
Yeah.
this rotor, and it's good for very high power in the rear only. We
Okay.
suggest to mount you guys this on only your rear brake. Okay, and you need this one for the 3mm.
That's a good
Okay.
point to make. Yeah, this won't fit on other brakes on the market.
No, you need
Even
this
the
one.
Incas needs.
We are the only one to produce a 3mm rotor, and you need our brake to put this on. Do not put this on any other.
Probably tough to mount it up anyway.
Do not try that on.
Okay. So then there's another rotor that looks just the same, but it's a little bit
exactly
narrower.
the same. It's half the thickness is 1.9, and
Okay.
it's good for light bikes like Udiso, road, gravel, and cross country. So
Okay.
it's very light, and exactly the same as this one, only in 6 holes version and up to 203 diameters.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
One step forward, our Bupix Batfly, it's the same as this, but there's some grooves in it. Grooves are good for heat treatment, heat dissipation, and it allows you to always have ready and cleaned pads.
So this little ridge is going to kind of sweep away the pad
Yep.
with each rotation through there. So you're always going to have a fresh, clean braking surface, basically.
Yep. All our discs are laser cut, both sides, and all our disc it's made of icy steel. So it's a top premium steel, and it's very good for heat dissipation. Okay, all of this.
So premium materials and a really special steel to make these work.
The most important things about our disc.
It's good to know, definitely. Now here's a unique rotor. This is a semi-floating. Some of the arms are connected like a standard rotor, and some have a floating setup.
Yeah, connect for stiffness and cut, so semi-floating for heat dissipation. This is our heavy duty disc coming in 6 holes mount option only, up to 222.
Yeah,
so it's good for downhill e-bikes.
Absolutely. So we have some big 220 rotors ready for those, and the caliper adapters to go with them. It's a pretty nice setup. What's the thickness on this one?
1.9.
Okay.
And this, as the other one, it's all waved, all around. Sorry, and you have to cancel waved. So around, because of if you got a non-round disc, it allows you to, when you pull brakes power on it, the force comes outward and not inward, and this allows you not to wrap your disc, but to keep it aligned and stiff.
Absolutely.
So the most important thing.
The shape of this rotor overall, when it's under high braking forces, it actually wants to expand and it wants to stay more flat and straight, as opposed to a round rotor that might want to actually crumple up a little bit under some high power.
That's why this shape.
There we go.
Okay. And finally,
so now diving into a brand new one. This is fresh to the market. Stage 0 rotor.
Hepta Stage 0. It's our brand new disc. It comes directly from trucks, from superbike and motorcycle world. So it's a completely re-engineered disc. It's all about materials and it's all about constructions. Always our AZ steel, so it's very high in heat treatment and temperature dissipation. And the main feature of this disc, it's the design of the braking surface. It seems a round disc, but it's not. It's still no round disc. What you see there, it's not braking surface, because the braking surface is the one made of steel. This one is good for heat dissipation. This works like a radiator.
Okay, perfect.
And you see it in different color just because there's a treatment surface.
So this is all one piece on the outer. It's not sandwiched or anything like that. It's just machined in a way and then treated with that black treatment to really dissipate heat in the best possible.
Yeah, it's laser cut and then CNC machined. Okay. Then it mount on these hubs that it's made of ergal.
Okay.
Then with a special heat treatment, it becomes very hard just to maintain this disc very stiff. Mm-hmm. And then it's CNC machined too.
Sweet.
And it comes in 6 holes option and finally in center lock options.
Also some new mounting options to fit all those Shimano hubs and center lock hubs out there.
Two thicks available, 1.9 for cross country, 160 and 180 diameters version, and 180, 203, 220 diameters with 2.2 thickness.
Okay, great.
So super heavy duty.
So nice thick rotor, maximum heat dissipation, and for those bigger rotor sizes.
Very high power, because it's double the power of that. You won't believe how power is this disc.
That's wild that you get that much more power just from a rotor construction, but it could be a cool way to give you a size down rotor maybe if you're clipping rocks and stuff like that with a super high power rotor.
It could fit on any bikes, on any disc, and on any brake system.
So even that 2.2 will fit a variety of manufacturers out there.
And you can match these two. So you can perfectly match with our 3mm caliper options. Okay, if you want a little bit more linear and familiar brake feeling, you can switch this with this one.
Okay, and that also gives riders out there that, like we mentioned before, if you're worried about damaging a special 3mm rotor when you're traveling, gives you an option to run some narrower options on
other options. Yeah. Okay. The last one is this one. This is our first rod rotor.
Awesome.
It's good for a road. It's good for gravel. You guys has got a lot of gravel here.
Oh yeah.
And it's good for cross country too. It comes only in central lock version.
Okay.
And it comes in 2 diameters version, 140 and 160.
Okay. So what was the weight on the 160? It's pretty
very light. It's 100 grams.
Yeah.
So it's very lightweight because of this.
Exactly.
So do not be afraid of how heavy is this one, because you can switch your disc brake on your road with increase your
Yep. So get some great performing brakes
Specialissimo.
without going with something super heavy. Really good option. Cool. I think we've talked through a lot of the line. If you hadn't heard of braking before, they're really big in the motorcycle industry, winning a whole bunch of world titles and things like that. But those of us in the mountain bike world maybe haven't heard of them before, and they're bringing a lot of that technology and innovation from moto right back over to the mountain bike side. So if it seems like something you might like on your bike, make sure you ask at your local bike shop. Tell them BTI sent you. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.